I feel like in today's society, all we have is our integrity. As a man, if you strip away everything else that you are, all the money, fame, if you have that, power, friends, family, you strip that all away to the bare bones of what you are, you're only as good as your word. That is the truth about what it means to be a man. Like, your word is everything. And yet, so many people in this world don't don't value their own word. They say they're going to do something, but they never do it, or they make false accusations. They say something that isn't true in order to profit. I kind of want to share a story about what happened to me a few days ago. Now, everything's been sorted. Everyone's okay, no one was hurt, but on Saturday I was in a road traffic accident and someone reversed into the front of my car and caused some superficial damage, as well as some, maybe a tiny bit of trauma. And when I was going through insurance, I just said to them I wanted to get the repairs done. Like, I want this other party to just pay for the repairs, and I'm happy, because no one was hurt, fortunately. I wasn't hurt, and the other driver was at fault, and I had a witness. That has all been sorted. Then I got a call from the legal cover team that is linked with my insurance, my car insurance company. And they were trying to encourage me to claim that I had not only some psychological trauma, some deep psychological trauma from the accident, but also that I had some injuries, like, oh, you might have some whiplash that might develop over the next couple of days, which hasn't, by the way, because I've got a strong neck. But nothing was happening quick enough. Like, the accident didn't happen quick enough, and there wasn't enough impact to cause an actual injury. But they were very keen for me to claim that. One of my friends had told me as well, oh yeah, you can just claim that you've got whiplash, and then you can claim money for the injuries, and you'll get paid a few grand from the insurance. Now, I'm one of these people that still believes that you're only as good as your word, and that integrity is everything. And there's been many times in my life where I've maintained integrity and it hasn't benefited me. In fact, I've got screwed from it, but that's okay. Like, if anything, it's negatively impacted me when I've had integrity, when I've spoken up. Because there's been times when I've been like, if I had just done that, maybe told a little white lie, I could have benefited from it. But I'm one of those old school people. I still believe in integrity. I still believe in being as good as your word and trying to be honest, trying to be a decent human being, and not falsifying information. So I have told the legal cover team that I did not have any issues, and that, if I did, I would have told them about it, but I didn't, and I had no injuries, and I was fine, and I didn't want to claim any legal expenses, I don't have whiplash. I wasn't injured. One of those things. So I won't be claiming that 3 grand, and I won't be going on holiday to Turkey for a week like one of my friends did, which is kind of funny to think about, but also I don't agree with it from a moral standpoint. And so there's another story that my colleague told me the other day that really got under my skin a little bit. Her and her husband, I'm not going to say her name, I'm not going to give any details, of course, it's all anonymous, but her and her husband went to a petrol station, and as they were reversing back, because they weren't quite in position for the nozzle, they just reversed back maybe like 1 or 2 feet to get into position. And then apparently someone behind this man running past hit their bonnet, and then just walked into the petrol station, paid for something, and then left. And that should have been the end of it, right? Like, But then 60 days later, which is also the amount of time that is required for the CCTV footage at a petrol station to be deleted. When those 60 days passed, the man who got hit by the car, or hit the bonnet of the car, hit the boot of the car, I want to correct myself, claimed that he got hit, he got run over by this particular colleague husband who was in the car. And this was obviously false. Like that's why he waited 60 days. And apparently this gentleman had done it. I would say gentleman. Apparently this, I don't even want to call him a gentleman because he's not a gentleman. Apparently this person, I want to call him some other derogatory names, but I'm not going to do that. So this person had claimed many times before, like 2 or 3 separate occasions, he had claimed that he'd been hit when he hadn't actually been hit, and he'd made a few grand out of it. And so unfortunately it was his word against theirs, and because he had gone apparently to A&E claiming that he had some whiplash injuries, apparently he had that proof, and he took a picture of the appointment card or whatever. Because that was the only evidence available, the claim went in his favour and he got a payout of 3 grand. And unfortunately, my colleague's premium went up for her car. So, and I don't know about you, but that story doesn't sit well with me. I know the money didn't directly come from my colleague. She didn't have to compensate this man who wasn't even hit by the car, but he still got something out of the insurance company that negatively impacted my colleague. And it just saddens me that there are still people out there like that in the world who don't want to make an honest living and who don't believe in integrity and have no integrity, because for a fact that man had no integrity to do the things that he's done. And I don't know his situation, so I shouldn't be necessarily judging him so harshly, but it's very likely that he doesn't have any integrity, because a man with integrity would not do that. And you are really only as good as your word. And if your word means nothing, if your word is false, if the words that come from your mouth are lies, then what good are you? And so I encourage you, young men, young people who are watching this video, it is all about integrity. And I want to sit here and tell you that you're going to be rewarded for having integrity. You're going to be rewarded for doing the right thing. But the truth is, you won't be. You won't be rewarded for doing the right thing. You won't be rewarded for being true to your word and having integrity. Most likely you'll probably lose something. There'll be a cost. And a lot of people in this world, when they do the wrong thing, like claiming that they've been hit by a car when they haven't, claiming injuries, claiming trauma when they haven't actually had any. And I wish to God that I could sit here and say that if you do good things will happen to you, but the likelihood is that is not how it works in this world. But you don't do good things, you don't do things that are true to your word, you don't have integrity because you expect good things to happen to you. You do it because it's the right thing to do, and that's what I want to leave you guys on, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.